I met a gypsy.
So I hijacked the question before, but what's your favourite concept that you've had, do you think?
I mean, imagine it's probably the most conceptual film that I've done. I mean, one of the films that I enjoyed making the most was probably a film called Cascadia, which a film I made for GoPro, or with GoPro, back in 2015.
Yeah.
It was
Cascadia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically filmed on some rooftop. It was kind of, again, it was like one of those, like, oh, what concept would be cool? I'd be cool if I did some riding along some rooftops and, some colourful rooftops. So we found this place called Las Palmas in Gran Canaria, a cool looking town full of colour. So
that's wild, eh?
And we basically went there before, like 2 weeks before, we went door to door asking people if we would, if we could
can we ride on
can we ride on the roof? And there's not many, I'd say culturally, everybody was really cool. And they were just like, yeah, no problem, come up. And then, of course, you had to make sure the next door neighbour
was cool with you jumping off their house.
And so and we did that the whole way down. The film kind of naturally, like I picked the Dodos song. I had that really in my head as like I really wanted to use that for this film. Again, it was quite a hard push with GoPro. They kind of had the music bed style, or their own kind of tracks that they already had. But I pushed pretty hard to have my friend Robbie also direct it. Nice thing was because we were limited to just using, I think it was the GoPro Hero 4.
That looked like a 4 there,
I think it just come out. It was quite nice being limited to just that camera. If you've got regular cameras that you can change lenses on, then you're thinking about all these different styles of shot. Whereas it kind of made things quite straightforward. I was going to just be running one on my helmet. My friend Robbie had one on like a gimbal, and there was also like a wee one on a drone. And it was just really enjoyable. Like, not the same stress that you have with trying to do a technical trick 300 goes, like, because it was all so high, I couldn't really be making any mistakes. So it all had to be quite easy. But you knew also, from the viewer's point of view, they were going to think like, it was just really fun. It's not like I was trying to.
It wasn't overproduced.
I knew the viewers would be slightly uncomfortable, but it wasn't like I was completely. I mean, there was only 2 moves in this whole film that actually got any kind of any sort of fear from, and it's already passed. There was basically a flip step down on the yellow building, maybe like I don't know, like a minute in.
Keep going back.
Yeah, there's like a backflip I did.
Yes, I remember seeing
it. Just here.
Yeah.
Like I'd never, for my freeride friends, Cam Zink would be flipping down this thing.
Yeah.
No bother at all. But for me, that was really out of my kind of sort of regular day to day. The drop down the middle didn't bother me at all. Like I was quite rational about,
work how fast you go on the speed. You're not going to be there.
Exactly. But it was more just like, don't over-rotate and land on my ass.
Can I actually do a backflip?
Yeah. And then the last trick I did for the film, I was actually kind of maybe overconfident. It was basically a front flip into the sea. And I was like, well, it's just the sea. Can't hurt myself. It's like it was about a 50-foot drop or something.
Oh, that's a lot.
But it's a lot, but you could, you could get it really wrong, and you'd be completely fine. There was no risk at all. Well, in my mind, there was no risk. But then what ended up happening was when the swell was going past, you could see the rocks going underneath. And I was kind of like, the run-up was weird because I had such a light gear, I couldn't like pedal down the run-up. And kind of felt like I was only going to just clear them. So kind of got to the point of, normally when the sun's going down, you kind of get to the horizon. And I'm so bothered about light.
Yeah.
And like, if there's ever something that's going to motivate you to try a trick,
it's the darkness.
You've only got this day to do it, and the sun disappearing, that's you done, kind of thing. So, and the sun actually went below the horizon. I spent 2 hours mucking about there, going up, and I remember the feeling of once I just went and finally just sort of did the front flip. I was just like in my head, as I just sort of tucked my head, I'm like, yeah. I was like celebrating midair. I was like, Yeah, thank goodness. Like completely, it was such a cool, free feeling, like warm air, all that stuff. And then as I kind of come round, thinking I was going to hit the sea, it was still had like another sort of 10 feet to go. So I kind of keep going over and front flip. Sorry, face plant, which didn't hurt at all. It was completely chill, but it was a cool feeling and a nice.
Dude,
And,
yeah,
like,
look at that. That's scary as
like
fuck.
like an easy way to, you always want like a banger, like an ender, but that kind of POV, for the yeah.
That's
So it's kind
insane.
of like, yeah, it was funny. It was funny how I'm not often overconfident, but I was so overconfident going into that day. I was like chilling, and then when it came to it, I was like, oh no. But anyway, so that was one I was really, yeah, it was another kind of cool one and just really fun. There wasn't much stress involved. I wasn't taking hundreds of goes, and yeah, it kind of got the right music for the job as well. So yeah.
How long total production?
That was probably like filming days. Probably had between 8 to 10 days or something.
Yeah,
We were
okay.
doing like two often like two
Morning and night.
Yeah, like or
morning
trying
and
to
night.
get like 2 clips a day, which
Yeah.
is quite productive in my books. Like if I'm filming one of the big films, I'd be lucky to get one trick a day. That's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming skateboards and things are operating like that, or even
I
they
would
may-
feel like you'd be right. Yeah.
yeah, or that would be your ideal. Or if because if you're really trying to do stuff that's not been done yet, you're often doing things that have not been done for yourself yet. I could probably train more, but I don't do any training. Often it's like you turn up to, you just riding regularly, trying to keep your brain in sort of good shape, feeling good about yourself or whatever, and then you turn up to a spot and just sort of throw yourself at it until it works. So, yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.